So did you test this recipe?
I did not. This is the first ride of lobster with lobster sauce, but how could it be bad? Hi everyone, I'm Sarah from The Walks of Life. Today, we are going to make all your lobster dreams come true with lobster in lobster sauce. I feel like people have to know that there isn't lobster in lobster sauce. I mean, are you just like, are you eating it and you're like, oh, there must be some like little tiny microscopic bits of lobster in here. Or they've just never had lobster sauce before and they're expecting lobster because lobster is in the name, I guess.
I mean, there are crazier things than people expecting there to be lobster in something called lobster sauce.
That's so true. Some of you may have heard of shrimp with lobster sauce. My dad posted a shrimp with lobster sauce video a while back, and a lot of you had questions. Shrimp with lobster sauce gets its name because the sauce itself actually comes from a dish called lobster Cantonese, which we also made a video for and we will link in the description box below. But today we are putting big chunks of delicious lobster in this dish. If you want, you could also just buy lobster tails, take them out of the shell, pre-steam them just for a little bit. If they are frozen, if they're cooked lobster tails, just take the meat out, cut it into large chunks, and you're good to go. If you see that lobster's on sale at your local grocery store, or you have a special occasion dinner that you want to make for someone, make this recipe. I really like shrimp with lobster sauce. It was definitely not one of my favorites growing up because I actually was not a fish or seafood person, but as an adult, it's become one of my favorites. In particular, my dad's shrimp with lobster sauce. So the sauce itself, it's very of Cantonese cooking. It's very light and it allows you to taste the seafood that's in the dish. This recipe is arguably easier than the shrimp version because you can actually just go to your fishmonger and they will steam them and shuck the meat for you. You are going to need around 10 to 12 ounces of meat. So that is going to come from approximately 2.5 pound lobsters or maybe 3.25 pound lobsters. They are going to be the sweetest, the most tender. They have a decent ratio of meat to shell. Lobster actually spoils very quickly after you've dispatched it. So if it is raw and you have processed the lobster, that meat needs to be cooked right away. Having it cooked actually gives you some time. That's why I'm using cooked meat in this recipe. So a steamed lobster is pretty much cooked to perfection already, and we are not gonna cook it for very long in the sauce at all. We're just gonna kind of warm it up in the sauce, and you'll see how quickly this recipe comes together. So here's what you need for lobster with lobster sauce. A sauce mixture here, which is chicken stock, there's some sesame oil, sugar, salt, white pepper, and a little bit of MSG. Not a ton. I think it's a 1/4 teaspoon. The MSG is optional. If you don't want to put it in, you don't have to, but in our opinion, it makes it taste quite a bit better. I have a chopped scallion, 1 egg, which I'm gonna lightly beat before I put it in the sauce, 1/2 cup of frozen peas, cornstarch to thicken the sauce, ground pork, and some chopped garlic. They're in the same bowl because they're gonna go into the wok at the same time. And then I have my 12 ounces of cooked lobster. Okay, we are at the wok and we are ready to cook. I'm gonna turn it on pretty hot because I wanna sear the ground pork and brown it. My dad actually blanches the pork, which I agree with, but I'm kinda lazy and I feel like this is easier. So we are lightly smoking. We're ready to add oil. A couple tablespoons. Now we're going to add the pork and the garlic. I'm just gonna break up the pork. I'm gonna turn the heat down because I don't want the garlic to burn. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the clear rice wine. This ingredient I did forget to mention in the intro, sorry. A tablespoon. You can also use shopping wine. So I'm just gonna cook that for a few seconds. And then I'm gonna add my pre-mixed sauce. This is that chicken stock mixture. Okay, so I just added water to the cornstarch. I'm gonna mix it into a cornstarch slurry. At this point in the shrimp with lobster sauce recipe, you would add the shrimp, but I'm gonna thicken the sauce first because I don't want that lobster to cook for very long in the sauce. So I'm just gonna add most of it. I'll keep a little bit behind in case I don't need it. So as you can see, because I browned the pork in the pan, the sauce is not as clear as my dad's. So if this is something that matters to you, the look of the sauce, and you want it really clear, blanch the pork rather than searing it. So now the lobster goes in, and the peas. Wow.
Oh, that's really good.
That was a lot of lobster. With the sauce at a simmer, I'm going to add the egg. Now I'm just gonna kind of push the egg around in the sauce. I'm gonna add the scallions. And this dish is done. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. All right, time to plate this baby up. Get the rice. It's a white rice kind of day. We've been really on this healthy rice kick, but sometimes you just need regular white rice. I mean, wow. That is a lot of lobster and a really delicious sauce. And for once, the lobster sauce has lobster in it. That is really, really good. Don't get me wrong, shrimp with lobster sauce, delicious. Very, very good. Lobster with lobster sauce, it's extra good. It is like so luxurious and tasty. If cost is an issue, then shrimp is definitely the more affordable version. But if you have a special occasion or a lobster is on sale and you can swing, you know, like $9 a pound for lobster, which it was at our local grocery store when we bought this lobster, it's not a bad deal. You're gonna get about $27 worth of lobster and you're gonna feed 2 to 3 people a very luxurious and delicious meal.
Let me try some.
Okay.
Give us an outro.
Oh, right. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out more recipes on thewalksoflife.com.